What to do, ladies and gentlemen? It is the Vulgar Son, the Vulgar One, the Vulgar Desperado, representing the Jabber Jaws. Got a quick review of Dragon Ball Superhero, and I'm gonna do my damnedest to make sure that this is spoiler free. I don't really want to. I mean, this shit ain't coming to the States until like I think August, so I'm gonna try my best. But let's be real, most people have probably seen or know of the spoilers because the internet and discords and all that other bullshit. So it's probably a lot of things that people already know, but I'm not going to really dive too heavily in there. Overall, I just kind of want to talk about the film as a whole. Maybe we'll do a full review once the other Jabberjaws get to see it, but for the most part, I thought it was cool. I am an old OG fan of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, and a lot of people in the modern era have a lot of disdain. You got your Vegeta fanboys and your other animes. These shonens are better fanboys, like all that shit. But I would say in recent years, a lot of people ain't got respect for the granddaddy of them all, Dragon Ball Z, and in a lot of ways, I would say this film was made for those haters. You could say, and I would definitely wholeheartedly agree, that this is a very fan service heavy movie. It had a specific purpose. I'd liken it to the prequels in a couple ways, but one in particular, prequel Star Wars series. But one way that it's similar to the prequels is the whole. My purpose of this story is I have a specific mission, a specific thing I need to tell and do, and that's kind of what this film is about. It's kind of hard to say without giving out the spoilers, so cover your ears. But most people, if you've seen it, some of the power-ups, that it seems like what this film was for. Like it was kind of made to make certain people stronger, which theoretically thinking, I think that's a good sign for the future of Dragon Ball franchise, because it is just about Goku and Vegeta right now. And in this movie, you do get to see like, hey, other characters have not been forgotten. So I think that leads well into the future of the franchise, meaning that, hey, we're not going to just sideline everybody like Yamcha and Tien, so that I think is cool. And the other way that it reminds me is the prequels is the visual aspect, the technology. It uses this CG animation, which at first I was like, but it actually was really well done. I think it might be the future of shonen in particular, and how it's like the prequels. If you know any about the Star Wars history, behind the scenes, blah, 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 you'll know that George Lucas really kind of did great innovation with the prequels and technology and the CG and stuff. There is kind of, anyone that's like, oh, there should have been practical effects in the prequels. It's like, well, fuck off. Like, honestly, fuck off. What happened in the prequels with its CG and stuff is like almost the definitive work of all the Marvel, all your action fix, all that stuff today. Like, Lucasfilms, LucasArts, they were pioneers in a lot of the technology that we see and do love today, So for all that practical bullshit, there was some real great work being done, and we can even see the product of those results in movies nowadays. So that's what I think Dragon Ball Super is going to be doing here with their with this new CG kind of fighting that you see, and which I do think kind of leads better to some cooler fights, because you can do a little bit more with the computer. It's a little less gritty, obviously, than like the drawing of it, but it does lead to some really well methodical fights where you can kind of see all the movements and stuff. So I think that's kind of cool, in the sense of what the future holds for animation. But yeah, I really do believe this film was made with Akira Toriyama, and like he was on Twitter. He was seeing a lot of the hate that, Dragon Ball Z was getting, and he's like, oh, okay, all right, He was seeing the hate that Gohan was getting. He was, getting the questions there about Piccolo, because, like I said, everyone kind of knows what's good with these two. But, I literally think he was seeing what people were saying about these characters. And, oh, man, I really want to say this spoiler, but let's just say the after credit scene is pretty hilarious. I'll just say that. But yeah, Akira Toriyama was reading, seeing, and watching these things, and I think that's part of why these movies were made. Like, also in part to, keep people, in the loop, but I really do believe that, while very fan service heavy, it had an intention of like, all right, fuck these haters, I mean, if anyone remembers, Dragon Ball Super came on the scene not too long after everybody was out on the internet talking about fucking Superman can beat Goku. What kind of bullshit is that, right? So Akira Toriyama said, nah, nigga, Super Saiyan God, nigga, the blue hair, fuck y'all. So that's kind of, in my opinion, what I think this show is. It leads to that kind of mentality, which if you're a legit fan, ain't a bad thing. Let's be real, I mean, you can like and say other shonens are better. Ain't got no quorums there. Dragon Ball Z is the grandfather, so it's kind of hard to compare and contrast. It has a simple plot. They fight, they get stronger, and that's all it needs to be. Ain't no complaining from me. Sorry about you. But in the end of the day, this is one of the best series ever. I don't give a fuck. Like, I still enjoy it. Goku's still the man. Vegeta's still the man. Saiyans are the truth. But I do believe that, if you're a legit fan, you will kind of like this. I mean, like, a lot more American entertainment does very fan service heavy things, and it feels cheap, it feels weak, it doesn't feel like well earned, well deserved. I mean, fuck, watch my Kenobi reviews, right? That being said, I also liked the callbacks, which I guess you can just kind of call fan service again, but it does kind of talk into the lore of Dragon Ball Z, which I think was cool. It goes into the whole, what if, not what if, excuse me. It goes more into, the villainous history and, roots of this. I mean, what, Goku, Vegeta, they in their like 40s, so there's a lot of history and lore to Dragon Ball Z, and I think that was kind of cool that they actually explored that. They kind of go into that realm of what's good with these fools. So to me, that was something kind of delightful, if you will. It's tight to see, to get these callbacks. I don't know, anime just seems to do callbacks and fan service a lot better. Maybe because they fucking invented it, and I'm not just talking about the titties. Like, they know how to give the fans what they want and not make it feel cheap. And, for all the hate that Dragon Ball and Super and the franchise is getting, whenever these movies drop, I don't hear any complaints because it's doing what it's supposed to do. Some people look to Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Super and Z and even Dragon Ball itself, and they're kind of expecting grander stories. And Dragon Ball started off as a parody manga. Dragon Ball Z was Akira Toriyama going through something. He was like, man, balls to the wall action. And Dragon Ball Super, I really will say it's partly came back here to say fuck you to anyone that thinks that Superman or anyone is stronger than Goku. But it's also, for the fans. It's also like, hey, why not? There's some fun here. And I think in and of itself, it's just a fun series. If you want more gripping and, fucking, I don't know, just rougher animes to watch, you want to be fucking crying, go watch some Angel Beats or whatever, if you want one of these, like, longer gripping stories, you throw on some One Piece or whatnot. But, with Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, I mean, they're at the pinnacle of their power. So a lot of this is going to be more fun than it is like, oh my god, are they gonna die? Like, yeah, nigga, we got Dragon Balls and they give 3 wishes now. So, so for me, like, it is what it is. It stays in its lane and it doesn't do anything wrong per se. Like, I don't, you can say other things are better, but I don't think anything that the series is doing right now is hindering it. I can't say it's gone down. It may have stayed the same. It may not have gotten better, but I would disagree with anybody that it's gotten worse. It's kind of where it needs to be. It erased what the shit show of GT was, and it's doing, I think, justice to a lot of characters in ways that are kind of funny, because I'm telling you, once you watch this movie, you'll see that Akira Toriyama is definitely on Twitter, definitely on the internet, and he hears what the fans say. So I find it kind of fun. I think it was a cool movie. The actions, the callbacks, the growth of the characters too. These niggas are older, so it's cool to see people grow up and where they are going, where they become, and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna try to keep this short. I recommend it when it comes out, or other ways to go and watch it. But honestly, support. We gotta support out there. You support your local artists, support your foreign artists. Just don't support Disney. All right, y'all. Vulgar One out here. Please like and subscribe, or just one of them. Both. We'd appreciate it. Anyone. Thank you. Come on. It's easy. Click that button. All right, y'all. I'm fucking done fucking around. Peace.